One of the biggest weeks of the year at WSU starts today. Hear what you can look forward to this week.
Prosecution and defense are going head-to-head in a new challenge filed in the Koberger case. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Hello and welcome to Murrow News 8. I'm Brooke Bovenkamp.
And I'm Sam Fulton.
Brian Koberger's defense filed several arguments back in September challenging the death penalty option if convicted. This week, prosecution filed multiple objections to the defense's motion to strike the option. The defense argues that methods of the death penalty are inhumane. In response, prosecution says these methods have been deemed constitutional and will continue to be offered as a sentencing option. Both sides will argue their points at the November 7th hearing in Ada County District Court.
It's homecoming week. We have lots of events to look forward to, starting the week in Seb Movie Madness in the Cub at 4 and 7. Friday, there is a homecoming prep rally from 5 to 8 p.m. in the Lewis Alumni Center. Friday also holds Butch's House of Nightmares from 7 to 10 p.m. in the Cub. Saturday, we can look forward to some WSU football. We had the chance to speak with some students about what they are most looking forward to this week.
I'm really excited for everyone to come out to the game and it just to be an exciting weekend on the Palouse.
I'm really excited. We're partnered with AGR and Delta Upsilon this year for homecoming, and I'm feeling really confident about the decorating. Yeah, we're hyped.
The future of Military Hills Indoor Pool is currently unknown. Pullman School District and the City of Pullman are working on a way to keep the pool open next year. In August, the school delivered a notice of termination to the city that ended a share space agreement. The contract was terminated because it was out of date and needed to be updated. As of now, the last day the city can operate the pool is August 31st, 2025.
Facility, staff, and students are invited to participate in one of 7 town halls taking place this fall at campus, locations across the entire state of Washington. It will begin at WSU Pullman on October 22nd at 4 p.m. in Butch's Den at the Cub.
All United States Post Office services are suspended today due to the federal holiday. Stamp box and supply sales are available online, and FedEx and UPS will remain open with some services having modifications. All mail and federal services will resume tomorrow.
The federal holiday of Columbus Day falls on today. However, the day is more widely becoming known as Indigenous Peoples Day. According to USA Today, there has been a push for a rebrand because of the holiday's namesake, Italian explorer Christopher Columbus and the bloodshed he left behind in North America. Indigenous Peoples Day has been recognized for the past 3 years after President Joe Biden proclaimed the day to honor perseverance and courage of Indigenous people.
Several reports have been made of political signs being removed without property owners' permission. Latah County Sheriff's Office reminds the public this act is considered theft. Moscow Sheriff says placing political signs in property also requires permission and that signs be far from public roadways. Coming up, find out how WSU vets help to save a community furry friend.
And burning starts soon. Hear what rules are applied and how to go about it safely next.
A 33-year-old woman faces cat burglar charges after she allegedly stole 2 furless felines worth about $2,000 from a Clarkston home. According to court documents, Samantha N. Rager was arrested by Clarkston Police Officer Brad Peters after the missing cats were posted on Facebook and then spotted in the back of a car on a Bad Driver Spotted page.
Shire Foal was saved from a deadly infection by a WSU vets. Rena Shockey, the owner of her horse, was braced for a potential death due to infection. She drove from Montana to WSU Pullman through the night as the WSU vet school saved the horse's life.
The Elson S. Floyd College of Medicine at WSU is receiving national recognition for their excellence in diversity. The college received the 2024 Health Professions Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award from the Insight into Diversity magazine. The application for the HEAD Award includes a multitude of questions relating to the recruitment and retention of students and employees.
WSU researchers are aiming to reduce cannabis misuse among young adults in states where it's legal. The project focuses on edibles, which have become popular and whose effects are often misunderstood. At the conclusion of the grant, researchers hope to secure additional funding for a national trait that will evaluate the intervention's impact.
Tomorrow marks the start of Moscow's fall burning season. Burning is limited to garden waste, tree trimmings, and brush. Burn piles must also be 25 feet away from buildings and monitored with a garden hose or fire extinguisher at all times. Burning is allowed during the day until November 15th.
Volunteer fire departments in Whitman County responded to a wildfire west of Pullman on Wednesday. A farmer helped by plowing around the fire. The fire burned stubble and straw bales. No one was hurt. The fire was contained by 5 p.m. on Wednesday. And we're going into weather with Jose today. Jose, what's it looking like?
Hey, thanks, Sam. Well, today might be, at least for this week, could be the last day for shorts. So I hope everybody took advantage who's not in this newsroom. Got a high of 73 with a low of 43. And tomorrow will be virtually identical with a high of 73 and a low of 46. But we got rain, and that rain will be here for the rest of the week. Now let's look at that state map. For Olympia, we got a high of 63 and a low of 52. Seattle, high of 66 and a low of 54, both rain. Yakima, getting warm with a high of 77 and a low of 51. And looking at Tri-Cities, they'll be the warmest with a high of 79 and a low of 51. Spokane with a high of 74 and a low of 45. And Pullman, 73, 43. Like I said, Tuesday, it's going to start raining. High of 73 with a low of 46. Wednesday, a bit chiller, 58 with a low of 35. And then that's pretty much going to keep continuing on, except for on Friday and Saturday, we're going to see some sun. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Jose. Details for the 2025 Apple Cup game day have been announced. Stick around to hear when this rival game will be played.
No losses in WSU sports this past weekend. What sports were played and who they played next.
It feels like no matter where you look, the state of the world's getting worse. Oceans full of plastic, an endless amount of waste, an impossible task ahead of fixing our beloved planet. But change can't happen if you do nothing. So here's where you should start. Reduce. Why? Because Americans produce more than 200 million tons of waste every year, and you don't want to add to that. Reuse. Why? Because reusing and repurposing cuts back on unnecessary waste, and it gives things a chance at new life. Recycle. Why? Because recycling creates jobs. It helps our community and it helps our planet. And after doing all this, what will we be left with? We'll be left with a planet that will slowly start to heal. We'll be left with more money in our pockets. We'll be left with more opportunity for work. And most importantly, we're left with hope for the future. So reduce, reuse, recycle.
It was an undefeated week for Cougar sports as the Cougs captured W's all across the board. Volleyball, football, golf, and swim all took wins. It really is a great time to be a fan of Coug sports. Cougar football beat Fresno State 25-17 on Saturday, improving to a 5-1 record for the first time since 2018. Cougs recorded their second fourth quarter comeback win this season. They also recorded a pair of sacks, which matches a season high set in the Apple Cup win. In other football news, the Cougs are back home this week for the big homecoming game against Hawaii set for Saturday. Hawaii is 2-4 on the season, while Cougs are 5-1. Kickoff will be at 12:30 p.m. And the 2025 Apple Cup will be here in Pullman at Giesa Field. The official date for the game is set for September 20th, and we had the chance to speak with some students to see their thoughts on this being a home game next year.
I think it's better. I think the neutral site was not very neutral, considering it was in Seattle, and UW is also in Seattle. So I think it being back in Pullman is actually going to be good. We'll actually be able to show up and show out for the Apple Cup and hopefully win again.
Being here next year, I think it's about time. We should have had it last year or this year technically. I think we got cheated out of the Apple Cup, and I'm glad it's coming home.
In tennis news, junior Eva Alvarez-Sande reached the singles quarterfinals, while three Cougs doubles teams remain in the quarterfinals following Sunday's play at the 2024 Intercollegiate Tennis Association. Alvarez-Sande captured her round of 16 match with a 6-3 upset over number 2 seed Jessica Alsola of Cal. Play continues today at the ITA Northwest Championships. WSU soccer remains undefeated at home this season. WSU Cougar soccer team tied the Portland Pilots 1-1 Saturday night at the lower soccer field in Pullman. WSU true freshman Kendall Campbell scored the equalizer with less than 5 minutes to play in the match to keep the Cougars unbeaten at home and steal a point away from the Pilots. Coug volleyball completed a comeback on Sunday with a reverse sweep of St. Mary's. Through the first 2 sets, the Cougs were down 2-0, but later on they were able to flip the momentum and rally back to take the win. As a whole, WSU hit a season best .356 and total 75 kills as a team. The Cougs will be home to host Oregon State on Thursday at 7 p.m. And WSU swim won 13 of their 14 events to post a 169-93 victory over Northern Colorado at Gibb Pool Friday. Cougar swim will be at Colorado State for their next meet on October 18th. Basketball is back, and Zoo Mania is on Friday at 8:30 in Beasley Coliseum. Come watch a preview of what Cougar basketball will look like this season. And a new food spot is opening up on campus. What new place can students look forward to next?
It's okay to be scared. You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Thanks for your patience.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
Little Caesars is coming to Pullman in 2025. Little Caesars has partnered with WSU Dining Services to open a serving location in the Compton Union Building food court in the spring. RDA money to purchase pizza is unknown at the moment. And Peach Lion, the stuffed animal that had been missing for a few days, has now been safely and anonymously returned to Georgia. Thank you for all of your help in bringing this story to a happy ending. Well, that is all for us tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. And for more content, visit our YouTube channel at Murrow News 8. Have a great night.